The World Is My Oyster. An original Freestyle American English story. The decision to leave home. It started with a whisper. A quiet voice inside that I had ignored for years. Every morning, I woke up to the same alarm, walked the same street, and sat at the same desk in an office that smelled like burnt coffee and paper. One afternoon, I caught my reflection in the window. I looked tired, not because of the hours, but because I had stopped dreaming. That scared me. That night, I sat on my couch, scrolling through photos of places I'd never been. Mountains in New Zealand, temples in Thailand, markets in Morocco. A thought came to me, clear and loud. What am I waiting for? The next morning, I quit my job. My hands shook as I handed in the letter. My boss blinked at me like I was speaking another language. Maybe I was. The language of freedom. 2 months later, I packed my backpack, sold most of what I owned, and bought a one-way ticket to Tokyo. My parents thought I'd lost my mind. Maybe I had, or maybe I'd finally found it. The flight. The moment the airplane left the ground, my stomach dropped. I looked out the window, my city shrinking beneath me, the roads like tiny scars across the earth. I didn't know what waited on the other side, but I knew I was done living on autopilot. I smiled at the flight attendant who handed me juice. First time traveling alone? She asked. Yeah, I said. Feels like jumping off a cliff. She laughed softly. Then enjoy the fall. As the clouds turned orange under the sunrise, I whispered to myself, the world is my oyster. Lost in Tokyo. Tokyo hit me like a wave, lights, noise, people moving like water. My brain couldn't keep up. I got lost 3 times the first day. Once, I ended up in a quiet street where old paper lanterns hung outside small wooden restaurants. An old man stood behind a ramen counter. First time Japan? He asked with a smile. Yes, I said, and I'm lost. He laughed, handed me a steaming bowl, and said, then you are found. Eat. That bowl of ramen tasted like kindness. It reminded me that being lost isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes it's just the start of being found. The train to Kyoto. I took the bullet train to Kyoto, the ancient capital. I sat beside a young woman reading a book. We started talking about travel, life, and dreams. I work too much, she said. But maybe one day I'll see the world like you. I told her, you don't have to see the whole world. Just start with one place. The rest will follow. When we arrived, she thanked me and said, you gave me courage. I smiled. No, you already had it. Learning to let go in Thailand. From Japan, I flew to Thailand. The heat wrapped around me like a heavy blanket. In a small coastal town, I joined a meditation retreat. No phones, no talking for 7 days. At first, it was torture. My mind screamed for noise. But on the 4th day, sitting under a giant banyan tree, I finally felt quiet inside. For the first time in years, I wasn't planning, performing, or pretending. I was just breathing. On the last day, a monk told me, you cannot hold the ocean. You can only learn to float. That sentence stayed with me. Maybe life was the same, not about control, but about trust. The volunteer village in Cambodia. Next, I volunteered in a small Cambodian village, helping kids learn English. They were curious, bright, full of laughter. I realized how lucky I was to have the chance to travel, to speak, to connect. One boy, Dara, asked me, why you travel? I smiled, because I want to see how big the world is. He laughed, world not big. You big, you go everywhere. His words reminded me that the size of the world depends on the size of our curiosity. When I left, the children drew a picture of me under a big sun on it. They wrote, teacher, don't forget us. I never did. The desert road in Morocco. After months in Asia, I crossed into Africa, landing in Morocco. The desert stretched endlessly, golden under the sun. I joined a small group of travelers riding camels to a Berber camp. At night, under a sky exploding with stars, a local guide named Karim played music on a wooden drum. I asked him, do you ever want to leave? He smiled. Why leave paradise? I realized then, home isn't always a place. Sometimes it's a feeling you carry with you. As the wind swept across the dunes, I thought about my life back home. The office, the coffee machine, the deadlines. They felt like another lifetime. Letters from home. By the time I reached Portugal, I'd been gone almost a year. One morning, I opened my laptop in a small cafe and found an email from my mom. "We miss you. But we see you're glowing. Maybe you were right. Maybe the world was waiting for you." I cried quietly over my espresso. That message meant more than any souvenir. I replied, "Don't worry, Mom. I'm not running away from home, I'm learning how to carry it with me." The ocean in Portugal. The Atlantic stretched endlessly before me. I rented a small surfboard and joined a group of locals who laughed every time I fell, which was often. Each wave threw me down, and each time I stood up again, the water felt a little friendlier. I thought about the monk's words. You can only learn to float. That day, I didn't just float, I surfed. Not well, but joyfully. Coming full circle. Eventually, I returned home. Same streets, same people, but everything looked different. Or maybe I was different. Friends asked, "Are you done traveling?" I laughed. Traveling isn't something you finish. It changes how you see everything, even your own street. Now, I don't need a plane ticket to feel alive. I find adventure in small things. A sunrise, a stranger's smile, a quiet moment of gratitude. The world didn't change. I did. And now, every time I look up at the sky, I whisper the words that started it all. The world is my oyster. Final reflection. We don't travel to escape life. We travel so that life doesn't escape us. The world isn't something to conquer. It's something to explore, love, and learn from. And when you realize that every day can be a new beginning, that's when you truly understand what it means to say, "The world is your oyster." Subscribe for more real English stories, motivation, and learning mindset videos from Freestyle American English.